What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode 20 of The Race, here with Kingston Sprint. And today, we're going to be kicking off the MLS season as well as picking up the North American Champions League with, of course, the second leg. If you missed the first episode of this season, I encourage you to go check it out. Two massive new signings, and well, unfortunately for us, we're going to be without one of them. Sadio Mane, not fully fit, maybe can play half a game, but I don't feel like I can risk him if I'm being completely honest. So I think we'll have him on the bench as an option. Obviously, he can play on the left or the right or as an attacker, so kind of a good option to have on the bench. But I've been told by my kind of assistants and my physio he's only going to be able to last half a game today. The other bit of news, of course, is still that Andre Blake is injured with his abdominal strain. Now, normally, I'd go, don't worry, guys, Donovan Halloman is ready to play. But he sprained his ankle in training. So we now call upon our third choice goalkeeper, which, not ideal. And that third choice goalkeeper is Akanga. Now, the 16-year-old is a player who I signed from our academy. He's a player who maybe has some potential going forward. I thought, for a third choice goalkeeper, it's not really going to matter. You know, two goalkeepers get injured. Nah, not going to happen. It has happened. We have a big problem here. I have to hope that Andre Blake is fit for the second leg of the North American Champions League, or we're going to be in trouble in that game. Fortunately for us, in MLS terms, San Jose, they're not the strongest team. As you can see, they are actually one of the worst teams according to the bookies, and so I'm hoping that we can get a good result against them. You can see they have qualified for the North American Champions League. I assume that they perhaps won the US Open Cup last season. Would that be correct? Yeah, they won the US Cup, so they actually qualified for the Champions League, which is really impressive for them and fair play to them. But it does mean this game that we have against them, you know, we're going to want to win it because they're not a particularly good side. You can see, looking at the odds, we are second favourites to win MLS and kind of the Supporters' Shield this year. That's got to be the aim. So, yeah, we'll see how we get on. As you can see, Dallas, the favourites. They've got Kazuki Honda, our former man. He got a goal and assist on his debut, or in his first few games to them in the North American Champions League. Not ideal. Actually, now I'm thinking about that, is that our North American Champions League stats that are being shown there? It may well be. It may well be. That would be a really weird issue if it is, but I do actually think they are our North American Champions League stats that show on Honda for FC Dallas. Odd. Anyway, we've got two games today, so let's get into the first one here. As I said, Akanga and Otti going to come into the side. You can see, look at the rest of our team. It's pretty tired, and I know I'm going to forget to do this later on. So I'm going to do it now, and I'm going to tell the players to go on a 3-day rest because we need to be rested up. We've got this game on the weekend, then midweek we've got our second game in, well, a matter of days, and it's going to be in the North American Champions League. Anyway, look at the team. We've got, obviously, Jermaine Anderson and Hunt in the centre of the midfield. Of course, Hunt missed that first leg. He was suspended. Kamal Lawrence also comes back into the squad today. He was suspended for that previous game. And, yeah, well, I think with the exception of those few, it's pretty much the same team. And, of course, the change at the back with the goalkeeper, which, of course, we were forced into. But anyway, let's see how we get on today. Akanga at 16 years old, making his MLS debut. Little bit of pressure on his shoulders, but hopefully he can just kind of do what we need him to do today, and anything that comes his way he can kind of deal with. He is wearing the number 37 shirt. Not exactly a conventional number in modern footballing terms, but I feel like playing your third choice goalkeeper isn't exactly a conventional decision. We'll see how he gets on anyway, and while it's San Jose here with the ball initially, ball coming forward, we are of course playing our 4-2-4 system. I've decided to call it a 4-2-4 rather than a 4-2-2-2 because really it's kind of like playing with four attacking players when you've got Danny Johnson on the left, Otti on the right in this instance. And while we have a set piece here, ball to the back post. Marvel Wynn heads it away, but only as far as Anderson. Now with Clennon to Batshuayi, and he finishes it. It's a second goal for him in 2 games. And, well, Michi Boy is looking like he could be a fantastic signing for us this year, of course. One of 2 big new designated players we've come in. He had big shoes to fill, really, with Julian Green, a player who is, well, a fantastic young American striker, but a player who never really found his feet here in Jamaica at Kingston Sprint. And, well, Michi's first few games, if they're anything to go by, he is kind of coming in and is in red-hot form. You can see nice build-up play here. Clennon threads through the ball, and it's, well, a fantastic finish on that right peg of his. Smashes it into the top corner. Keeper has no chance, and, well, as far as we're concerned, that is the ideal start. Of course, with this match, the ideal situation would be that I can rotate the team and maybe even take off, you know, 3 players after 60 minutes really to preserve their legs for the next game that we've got coming up in the North American Champions League. But, well, we're on the back foot here immediately. It's a set piece now their way. It hits the woodwork and it hits the post and goes wide. And I think it was actually our own player who headed it onto the post to put it out. Not exactly convincing, but we have dealt with it just about. Now with Dawkins, edge of the box, Kamal Lawrence once more boots it clear. But, well, the highlights, they're not over. They're coming thick and fast here. And, well, it's us on the ball now. Danny Johnson, Batshuayi, options on ahead of him. Unfortunately, he gets dispossessed this time. Wasn't a whole lot of options ahead of him. Probably would have been better to go backwards. But, well, we'll try and recycle possession and build from the back once more here. Hunt, forward to Danny Johnson. Options on ahead. Fred through Mitchie. Fred through Clennon. He hits the woodwork. And, well, the woodwork has been called into action on a number of occasions already this game for both sides. And that was a really good opportunity to get another goal for us. Unfortunately, the chance squandered. But, well, another chance now. And it's San Jose with the ball. 22 minutes gone here. Maybe going to try and thread through the ball. Innocent here with the ball out wide to Bunbury. And now they are kind of probing through the middle here. You can see Innocent with the ball. Nice little 1-2. And it goes to Ugadello, and well, he slots it in. A nice finish by him, and Juan, well, he finds his first goal of the season, and it's a lovely goal in the end. The ball threaded through nicely. Goalkeeper positioning was all over the place, but it is important, I guess, for us this game that we don't really concede that many goal-scoring opportunities against us. Keeper, as I said, positioning was questionable. Beaten at the near post from there is less than ideal. Kind of misread the ball there. But, well, Alashi is going to have to go off for San Jose. So that's an early sub that they've had to do. You can see, looking at the stats, we're having a lot more of the ball. And while McCarthy's on a booking, he is off. I was about to talk about how well we're doing. San Jose, just the one shot. But now, well, the complexion of this tie changes. Because, unfortunately for us, we have a sending off to deal with. In terms of what I want to do now, I'm not entirely sure, if I'm honest. I could play, I feel like we're going to have to play some kind of weird narrower system perhaps. Something like a 4-3-1-1 with Clennon playing off the back of Batshuayi, something like this. Maybe asymmetric just to give us Clennon kind of playing off the shoulders of one man. We are going to need to bring in Al Clark for his debut, so it's another youngster we're calling upon. This time it's Al Clark, the young American, 18 years old, a player who I do actually think is kind of okay to play in first-team matches. He's not the fastest player, but you can see here, good mentals, good aerial ability, good natural fitness. A strong player as well, and at 18, he needs match time to improve. It's just a shame, really, because this is not the kind of game that you want to be throwing young players into. You've got a Kanga at the back who's 16. We've gone down a man, and, well, things, I feel like they're going to get tricky for us now. I'm going to tell the players to sit slightly deeper. I want us to close... no, actually, I don't want us to close down more. We're not going to look for the overlap or be more expressive. We're going to look to try and hit them on the counter. I think that is our kind of best course of action here, is to just try and hit them on the break, try and make something happen. I'm going to make Danny Johnson an advanced playmaker on attack. And, well, an unconventional change of formation here. We've ditched the wide men. We've gone back to our narrow roots with this 4-3-1-1. And we'll have to see how we can get on here in the second half. I'm going to tell the players I'm not happy with their performance. It's a good reaction all in all. I'm not going to risk that team talk by saying anything more. I'm just going to let the players go out here and hopefully do the talking on the pitch. That is kind of the ideal situation, I guess, and the ideal aim for us. I mean, statistically, we've been by far and away the better team. It's just unfortunate, I guess, in this game that we do now find ourselves a man down. I feel like playing on counter actually isn't that smart, because San Jose aren't a very good side, and they're not really attacking that much themselves. I imagine, despite being a man up on us, they're going to be fairly content to try and hold out for a draw here, so it's up to us to try and make something happen. 13 minutes left in this game. Batshuayi really struggling. I'm going to take him off and bring in Sadio Mane to play the last 10 minutes. Jermaine Anderson can also come off. We'll bring in Yasser Kasim for him. Players looking very tired for this game, which is a little bit of a concern considering the North American Champions League game we've got upcoming. But while with 10 minutes left, we're looking to try and make something happen. It could be on Mane. Number 13, this is his debut in MLS, and well, within the first few minutes, he could have had an immediate impact. He is carrying that knock, a pulled hamstring that he's not quite recovered from. But you'd still back him to finish that, and you do wonder, would a fit Mane have finished that? Would a Mane who's match sharp have finished that? Because, of course, he is coming into this game having not played a lot of football recently. But, well, we need to deal with this here. San Jose with the ball. It's cleared away. Can Johnson get the ball up the pitch now? He is dispossessed. He didn't really have any options ahead, but I would have loved him just to boot it clear. Apara gets the message. He gets it clear. Mane dispossessed by Fonsenza. And, well, it's back with San Jose here, trying to build from the back. 7 minutes left in this game. You'd feel like a goal at this point is probably going to swing the tie in the favour of the team that gets it. and it'd be very difficult for the other team to come back. And well, it's San Jose on the attack here. Calderoni whips it in. Agudelo with the effort. Al Clark gets it clear. Akanga, what a stop by him in goal. The 16-year-old, he's been called into action on a few occasions and made some nice little saves for us, really. And, well, time is fizzling out in this game. It looks like it's going to be 1-1. It's not the ideal performance, but given the lack of fitness, given the fact we were without one of our first kind of two choice goalkeepers, I feel like 1-1 is an okay result. It could have been significantly worse. I guess that's the way we have to look at it. Fabio McCarthy sent off. I guess the silver lining of his sending off is he's not going to be so tired going into the North American Champions League game, which we're going to get into now. It's with Kitaro, the Mexican side. The game is in 4 days' time. I've given the players 3 days of rest. I'm hoping that's going to be enough. Of course, Mane going to be fully fit for this game, so he'll be able to start, which is great news. Andre Blake, he is due to be fit in, I think it was 4 to 6 days. That was 3 days before the game was set to be played. So I don't know if he's going to be ready, the goalkeeper. If he does play for us, he may be carrying a knock, Andre Blake, in goal. Or he may be even kind of, just entirely not match fit. Anyway, you can see here, it was an okay performance, I guess, to start the season. Not ideal, really, but we'll try and make it work. I did see in the news feed, or the social feed, the club are proud of Jose Akanga's debut. I mean, fair play to him. He did not play that badly for a goalkeeper who, if we're being completely honest, isn't that great yet. You can see his determination is going through the roof. That is because I'm having him tutored at the moment, I do believe. Yeah, you can see here, Andre Blake has taken him under his wing. So Andre Blake's out for 3 to 7 days. The next game's in 3 days. I mean, I'm now crossing my fingers and toes and hoping that he's able to play in some capacity, because I'd probably rather play an injured Andre Blake over Akanga if it came to it. You can see Mane back and raring to go, so that's good to see. His condition isn't great, but, well, hopefully he can now avoid injury, stay fit, and put in some good performances for us in the North American Champions League, assuming, of course, we can pull back this fixture. Of course, the previous leg was a 2-1 defeat. Less than ideal. Just to recap the rules of the North American Champions League knockout stages, so you guys can see it here. So for the quarter-final, you can see the winner qualifies, obviously, for the semi-final. Away goals are used if the scores are level after 90 minutes. Extra time is played if the scores are level after 90 minutes. Penalty shootout if the scores are still level. So away goals only counts, I do believe, for the first 90 minutes. Now, that key away goal for us could be important, but of course, we need to try and keep a clean sheet if we can today. That's got to be a big challenge for us. Anyway, you can see here, Charlie Austin has been removed from our coaching, scouting stuff. As I mentioned before, this deal fell through. I mentioned last episode I couldn't remember why it fell through. I now do remember why. It was because of the fact we already had Julian Green and Honda at the club, and I hadn't been able to offload those designated players, and so Charlie Austin couldn't come in to be a third designated player. So, yeah, that's why that Austin deal fell through. But it kind of worked out for us. I feel like Batshuayi and Mane are kind of better options, if we're being completely honest. And hopefully they're going to prove that that's the case here. Anyway, is Andre Blake possible to play? He is. That is good news. I'm probably going to have to risk it, although Akanga may well have to take up a spot on the bench. Oh boy, not ideal, but I will try and make it work. It's going to be an interesting game, this. Of course, the North American Champions League is the big aim with this series. We're in the quarter-final this year, which is a really good achievement. Of course, the group stage is always tricky. We knocked out one Mexican side in the group stage. We're looking to knock out another here, if we can, in the knockout stages. But no, it's going to be a big challenge. You can see Andre Blake recommended not to be selected. I'm going to be ignoring that advice. Akanga is going to have to be on the bench. Simply put, it'd be too risky not to have him on the pitch and on the bench as an option. So what we'll do is we'll bring Andre Blake onto the bench. I have to have my subs in order of position. It's just, I don't know, it's the way I roll. Andre Blake is going to be risked for today's game. Sadio Mane, he can play. He's going to play ahead of Alan Otti. And, well, I think for the first time this season, our team is pretty much at full strength. You can see Batshuayi's overall condition isn't ideal, but he should be able to last a decent portion of this game. So we're going to get into it. It's against Kitaro. It's a massive game for us today. Andre Blake, he's not fit. He's probably not that happy about being selected. But we need him. We need him to come big for us. Of course, we have got Akanga on the bench, but I feel like it's if you compare these two players, you can kind of see why I'm willing to risk Andre Blake in this game. This is a big game for our season. really. We want to do as well as we can in the North American Champions League. You can see Kitaro, they are the favourites. It's going to be tricky for us today. I'm actually going to put our fullbacks, I think, on defend. Part of me already wants to move the wingers deeper, but I'm going to risk it. We're going to play this fluid system. We're going to play on the front foot. We're going to try and be positive. They are playing a 4-4-2 today. I don't recall if they were playing that previously or not, but a 4-4-2 I do feel like benefits us. And the reason I feel like it benefits us is because it means there's not really going to be anyone playing in the gaps versus us. The two teams are going to be matched up very much like for like, perhaps with the advantage being that our wingers are going to be in higher up positions. Anyway, an early set piece here. Andre Blake collects it, not showing any kind of real issue with that injury, which is good to see. It's going to be something that we do have to monitor today, but, well, a nice kind of quite comfortable collection from that corner to just bed him into this game is a good sign. Anyway, Kitaro are with the ball. The ball cleared up. Aparo wins it. Now with Clennon. Now with Danny Johnson. Looking inside perhaps. Anderson's there. Club captain to Kevin Hunt. Clennon. Batshuayi looking to get another goal, of course, for his collection. And, well, he finds another goal for his collection. It's 3 goals in 3 for him. Take a bow, my son. He is finding his feet here. And after not playing any first-team football for 2 years at Chelsea prior to this move to Jamaica, he beats his man there expertly. And he slots it away superbly. The keeper perhaps should do a little bit better, but it's hit with such venom, that shot. It was always going to be a difficult one to keep out. And, well, the ideal start in this game for us, of course, a clean sheet is vital. If things were to stay as they are right now, we'd be going through and we're on the attack once more here. Danny Johnson across. Clennon. Batshuayi. Back to Clennon. Can he hit it? Yes, he can. And, well, we are off to a flyer here. 2-0 up. We are playing very well indeed. And, of course, I want to remind you guys, away goals are a factor. But as things stand, we're 2 goals to the good. Even if we were to concede a goal now, it would only mean the game is going to extra time if things were to stay as they would be at that point in 2-1. But we want to try and build upon this more. Of course, we don't really want to concede a goal because if Kitaro scored 2 away goals, suddenly we need to score 4 goals. But, well, we're on the attack again here. Danny Johnson to not Al Clark. That's a different Clark that we've got there. That's, of course, the right back. So from Scunthorpe Clark. Clennon's through once more. Can he finish it? Of course he can. What is happening? It's 3-0. We're 4-2 up. We are romping in this game. I don't want to get carried away just yet. But Kitaro, they have got to be panicking. I'm expecting some kind of tactical change from them. You can see a lovely build-up play, threaded through expertly, and it's Andre Clennon, with the effort, squeezes it in at the near post. Keeper perhaps should do better. Batshuayi with the assist. And, well, you can't really give us enough credit for this performance so far. Batshuayi and Clennon leading the way. 1 goal for Batshuayi, 2 assists. 2 goals for Clennon, 1 assist. The 2 attackers looking to build a new strike partnership. And, well, we have a set piece here. Ball whipped in with Danny Johnson, who hits it. Probably should have scored. Certainly should have hit the target. Ultimately, however, the shot does go wide of the mark. And, well, at half-time, it's going to be 3-0 here. Now, I'll be completely honest with you. Didn't think this was going to be how this game played out. And part of me is really tempted to take off Andre Blake and bring in Akanga. But if the 16-year-old was to concede 3 goals in the second half, I don't know if I could forgive myself. I'm going to stick with it as it is. I may well take off Andre Blake after 60 minutes if it's still 3-0 and risk the last 30 minutes with a 16-year-old in goal who, well, he made some good saves last game. He proved himself a little bit, but this is a different kettle of fish that we've got to deal with here. And, well, Jermaine Anderson's got sent off, and I'm glad I didn't make that sub. Although this probably never would have happened if I made that sub. The captain's off. The captain is off. Well, at least we know now how to switch to a system when we do get a man sent off, because we learnt this last game. In terms of what I am going to do, I think it's going to be potentially, I was going to say Mane that I take off. That feels so harsh to take Mane off in this game. Unless I go for something like this, a 4-2-2. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable playing that. I could play Clennon out of position. Again, I don't know if I'd feel comfortable playing that. I think actually the best option here is going to be to play some kind of asymmetric system. Something odd, something different, and just see if we can make it work. I'm going to play Mane as an inside forward on support. We'll play Clennon. Actually, we'll play Clennon on support, Mane on attack. I'm going to have to switch Batshuayi here to advance forward. in reality, we can just try and shut up shop now. I think that is our best bet. So we're gonna sit slightly deeper. We're gonna try and hit them on the counter. I want us to play with a higher tempo when we do get the ball and be direct. Let's not look for the overlap. Fullbacks on defend is what I want to see. Danny Johnson can't play defensive midfielder. I already knew that. I mean, it's not ideal, is it, as a formation and as a shape, but I feel like it's the best that we can do. I mean, I could make tactical changes. Part of me doesn't want to take off Mane, but then I can't really take off Clennon either. I mean, Mane's not had the best game. He is coming back from injury. You know what? I'm going to take him off. We're going to play a 4-1-2-1-1. I think that might be our best option here. We're going to play very defensively as a whole. It's going to be a very compact system, I think, in the midfield. We're just going to try and see out this game. I could play Kasim actually as a deep line playmaker, or sorry, as a defensive midfielder, as a ball-winning midfielder, alongside Johnson and Hunt as a defensive midfielder and deep line playmaker. I feel like that is our best option. It's boring. It's not going to be particularly exciting. I mean, Andre Blake, I'm sorry, mate, you're going to be staying on the pitch now. Guittaro might change their system now, knowing that they do need to score 2. We need to just stay at the kind of solid at the back really for as long as we can. Of course, that suspension is going to be a big problem if we do make it through. We're going to be without our captain for the semi-final, which is not really where we want to be here. But we'll see how we get on. It seems like the players are performing well at least. And well, Batshuayi, he's going to be looking for more here. He gets dispossessed by Forlin. Of course, Guittaro looking for 2 goals now. We are playing so defensive here. It's not particularly thrilling football now that we're offering our fans, but I feel like needs must, and our needs are that we want to get through this. And well, it's going to be up to Clennon and Batshuayi to try and unlock the defence, because in reality, I don't want any of our other players doing a lot. And well, Batshuayi's trying to unlock the defence, and he has unlocked it. He has got the key. He's opened up the door. He's kicked it down. It's 4-0 here. I think that's game. I don't want to say it prematurely, but what a goal this is. Batshuayi on his own. There is no movement in the upper end of the field. We were looking for a piece of magic. He beats 2 men. He squeezes it in at the near post. What a goal for him. He is looking like a fantastic signing for us. He is looking like what a designated player should be. And well, if we look back at our previous designated players, the likes of Michael Carrick, Kozuki Honda, even to an extent Julian Green, they've not offered enough. And well, they have got a goal back here. Maybe I shouldn't speak quite so soon in this game. Guittaro, it's Charo who got a goal or 2 actually, I think, in the previous leg with the ball forward. Renteria hits it in. Andre Blake carrying that injury, can't stop it. 20 minutes left in this game. They need 2 goals and they would go through on away goals. We are playing very defensively here, but well, we are on the attack. Andre Clennon, what a run this is. Unfortunately, the end product not quite going to be there ultimately. You can see statistically, despite the fact we've been a man down, we've been very good in this game. Particularly in the second half, we've really defended well. But, well, we need to defend well once more here. Yasser Kasim, get the ball forward now. Let's not dilly-dally around with it at the back. Batshuayi just running forward on his own. Andre Clennon in support. He's dispossessed. The ball goes back. Apara mops up the mess. Let's have a good back pass here. That's what I want to see. Andre Blake now getting the ball forward. Unfortunately, there really isn't anyone there. And it's going to be back now with Guittaro bringing the ball forward. Chara with the ball. Now with Rao. This time, Kamal Lawrence, the left-back, with the interception. But, well, Schmitz here on the left-hand side is open. Kamal Lawrence once more dealing with it. We need to defend well here. The ball comes in. Andre Blake holds onto it gratefully, and I can breathe a sigh of relief. Oh, boy. This is horrible, isn't it? Let's go and contain. 3 minutes. Just don't concede twice. That's all we need to do. The ball's with Clark. Now with Yasser Kasim. Just boot it up to Michi. Just get it out. Why are we passing it around the back here? Thank you. Clennon with the ball. They're committing a lot of men to the attack now. They must be probably playing on overload, I imagine, trying to get into this game. Michi to Clennon. Can Clennon now thread him back through? He can't, although that was a bad tackle from behind, and now they are down a man. Godoy has lost his head. He's not had a good game there. And yeah, as I said, he's lost his head. He's got sent off with a minute left. That is probably game over. Yasser Kasim, he's a set-piece specialist. Can he make something happen here, the number 6? He lays it short to Johnson. I mean, the players know what to do here. They know to waste as much time as possible. Kasim, of course, scored that goal for us in the playoffs previously last season. We don't need him to score a big goal here and now. Instead, we can afford just to waste as much time as we want around our midfield. And that is exactly what we are going to do. We are going to frustrate them out here. We are going through to the next round of the North American Champions League. We are going to be one of the last teams not from Mexico in the competition as well. And, well, you'd have to say we deserve it, really. It's been a great performance by the entire team. And, well, we can look forward now to, well, a semi-final in store, which, of course, will be over 2 legs, as I believe is the final in the North American Champions League. So that's interesting. I'm going to tell the players I'm very happy with the performance and how they played. That was a really great performance. 4-1 in the second leg. We came back from behind. Michy, man of the match. Look at him. Such a good player at this level. You'd say he's a player, you know, who you look at and you might think, oh, there's not many 15s there in his different attributes. But what he does offer is just such a well-roundedness. And, you know, playing as a lone forward, as a complete forward, playing as an advanced forward, he's kind of capable of playing whatever striker role we need him to do. And he came good, very good for us today, it'd be fair to say. You can see 2 goals and 2 assists for him. And, well, as you may have noticed, we're going to be playing Seattle Sounders in the semi-final. That kicks off on Wednesday the 20th of March. That is in just 1 week's time, that first leg. The second leg actually follows almost, well, 2 or 3 weeks later. So we have a nice rest then. But, well, I guess I'll see you guys next time for that game against Seattle. That is going to be huge for us. Seattle, if we just look at them, last season they finished 4th in the Supporters' Shield. The year before that they finished 5th. Last year we finished 9th. So they finished better than us last year, but I feel like our team is very different to the team that finished 9th last year. We have a lot of new talent, a lot of new exciting players. And, well, hopefully we'll be able to show everyone what we're made of in that next game against Seattle. But anyway, guys, that is going to wrap up everything from me. Thank you so much for watching as always. If you have enjoyed today's episode, please do leave a like on it. It was a really good live com doubleheader, 2 really good games. I guess the San Jose game could have been a little bit better, but that North American Champions League quarterfinal second leg more than made up for it. Michy coming up big. Hopefully you can do the same in the next leg. It is me, Jack. Guys, I will see you next time. And, yeah, it is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.